Tung 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 tung. Perhatian, Bobby Chris ngobrol segera dimulai. Siapkan diri kamu untuk menerima informasi edukatif yang asik dari Bobby dan Chris. Cari posisi dan kondisi yang senyaman mungkin untuk mendengarkan episode kali ini. Selamat mendengarkan. Dung 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 dung.
Selamat datang di Bobbypedia Bedtime Story. Segmen khusus, Bobby akan ngobrol lebih banyak sama Sobat Poci sambil belajar bahasa Inggris bareng-bareng. Segmen ini biasanya muncul di setiap minggu pertama, jadi jangan sampai kelewatan ya. Share juga ke teman-teman Sobat Poci yang ingin belajar bahasa Inggris juga. Bobby mau bahas soal apa nih di Bedtime Story kali ini? Yang minggu lalu rame itu loh, Chris. Minggu lalu itu korupsi gula sama judi online sih ramenya. Oh bukan yang itu apa? Yang ini loh yang apa? Minggu lalu itu Halloween. Bukan gitu cara ngomongnya. Halloween. Oh ya pokoknya yang itulah pas tanggal 31 Oktober itu loh. Iya. Halloween itu bukan Halloween. Kayak nama Cina itu. Kamu kan Cina? Bukan. Ya enggak lah. Beda. Halloween beda dari barat. Bukannya udah kelewatan banget ya kalau mau bahas Halloween. Udah seminggu loh ini sudah bedanya. Sudah seminggu lewat, trennya juga udah lewat sih. Ya Bobby mau bacakan cerita yang agak beda. Ini ada seram-seramnya. Emang Bobby gak takut kalau baca ceritanya? Ya enggak dong, Bobby kan berani. Ya bukan sih, sebenarnya udah baca dulu ya. Kok malah endingnya gitu sih. Kalau Sobat Boci ada yang takut gimana? Ya nggak usah lanjut didengerin, podcastnya dimatiin, nanti gak bisa tidur soalnya. Ya jangan disuruh stop dong, podcastnya nggak ada yang dengerin nanti. Ya habisnya Bobby kan belum di briefing ini mau jawab apa. Ya aduh, ya bener sih gitu. Bobby kan mengatakan kejujuran, Bobby kan mengatakan kebenaran. Iya bener kok, nggak salah kok. Tambah mana-mana kan jadinya, aku bantu jawab lah. Kalau Sobat Boci takut ya harus dihadapi lah gitu. Jangan sembunyi atau lari-lari terus, karena nggak bisa kayak gitu. Nah jawabnya kayak gitu Bobby. Oh iya. Kok tambah masuk bahasannya Chris ya? Oh itu ke Omi ya. Bukan ini kan bedtime story. Iya bener kan. Memang kayak gitu. Biasaku. Iya makanya lain kali janjian dulu Chris, ngomong dulu Bobby mau jawab apa. Iya. Oke deh langsung aja masuk dibaca ceritanya apa. Bobby mau bacakan satu cerita yang bertemakan Halloween ya. Atau apa tadi? Jangan disalahin lagi. Oh iya Halloween. Bener kan? Iya. Yaitu A Candle in the Window dari Andrea Kasmarek. Teks ceritanya dalam versi bahasa Inggris dan Indonesia, Sobat Poci bisa cek di deskripsi ya. Selamat mendengarkan. A Candle in the Window. Lily, Libby, Scarlett, and George back to finish trick-or-treating on their own in their street. Lily the Green Witch with spiders and pointy head, Libby the Vampire with scary teeth and a blood red cape, Scarlet the Pumpkin, her face bright orange, and George the white creepy ghost with a ripped bedsheet. Mom said yes. All the neighbors wanted to see their costumes, and most of them had plenty of treats. Just our neighbors in our street though. I'll get the hot dogs ready, so don't be too long, Mom called. And the four children went off to see what their neighbors had ready for them. The last house was Mrs. Sims, and she had plenty. As they left, George looked along to the end of their road. Why not try the old house at the edge of the wood? That's creepy enough for Halloween. A waste of time. Nobody lives there. It has been empty for years. Libby shook her vampire head. Ghostly George didn't give up. But tonight, I can see a light in the front window. Maybe somebody moved in. The four children all looked down the road to the big, dark old house just outside the little wood at the end of their road. Lily squinted. Yes, there is a light in the window, she laughed.
Okay, George, we'll give the new people a little Halloween welcome to our street. Why did they feel a bit nervous as they opened the old iron gate? The gate creaked and they almost turned back. Sure enough, there was a light, a candle in the dirty jam jar in the dusty old downstairs window. Just move in. Maybe the electricity isn't on yet. Scarlett sounded braver than she felt. The 4 trick-or-treaters stood close together at the front door. There was no bell, just a rusty old knocker covered in spider webs. Lily knocked. The sound was hollow and scary. A face appeared at the window. A thin old lady with straggly white hair. The candle in the jar made her look a little yellow and very old. Happy Halloween, the children mumbled, in voices that now were no longer so sure that this was a good idea. But the old lady smiled a crooked smile and asked, "Who are you? Tell me your names." The children were polite and told their names. Wishing the old lady a happy Halloween, all they wanted to do was to run. Apart from the pale yellow candle in the window, all around was pitch black. The trees in the garden looked twisted and strange, and the house even older and more broken down than it seemed from the street. "I have something for you, children," the old lady spoke slowly, and the candle flickered. Lily and Libby were holding hands tight. Scarlett and George were gripping each other's elbows. "I have so many apple trees in my garden," the old lady smiled, but it seemed kind of twisted in the candlelight. "Today, I baked a basket full of the best and freshest apples." Her eyes fixed on each one of the children. Her eyes looked right through them. "I hope some children might come to visit me." The children nodded. "Thank you very much," Libby managed to squeak. In front of the door, the old lady lifted a bony finger and pointed out of the window. "Yes, thank you. It's very kind of you." Scarlett hardly knew what she was saying. She just wanted to grab that basket and run. "We'll bring back the basket, we promise," George added. But the other three glared at him. Lily spotted the basket, quite near her feet on the stone doorstep when they had just knocked. She hadn't noticed it before. "Funny we didn't see them before," she mumbled, as she picked up the basket of apples, and the 4 children turned and ran for the gate. Only George turned around for a moment. The house was dark again. The candle had gone out. Back home, Lily quickly dumped the basket of apples on the kitchen table. Then the children went to the counter for the delicious-smelling hot dogs. "I hope you got plenty of treats," Mom smiled. "Loads," Scarlett grinned. "And the old lady in the big house at the end of the road gave us a basket of apples," George told her. "But nobody lives in that old house. It has been empty for years." Mom shook her head, and they went out onto the patio to toast marshmallows on a small fire and share out their candy. The next morning, Mom called the children for breakfast. "What on earth were you thinking, leaving that basket of apples on the table?" "Why?" Lily looked hard at the basket. "Those apples are rotten." Mom pointed at the basket. "Full of worms and they look pretty rotten. The basket crumbles as soon as you even touch it. It's so old." "But it wasn't like that last night," George frowned. "The apples look fresh, red and green." George stared at the basket. The apples were brown and rotting. moldy with worms and maggots crawling all over, flies passing. Tasty! Libby held her nose. In the bin, Mom scooped up the basket and threw it away. How did that happen? Scarlett wondered. Last night they seemed okay. George couldn't let it go. I have to find out. You can come if you like. He walked to the end of the road. The others followed behind him. The big sign said, "Keep out, dangerous building." A man with a yellow hard hat leaned over the fence. That sign has been there for weeks. Those walls are dangerous, the stones are unsafe. And what about the old lady who lives here? George asked. Nobody lives here, little boy. The man picked up his electric saw and switched it on with a buzz. We are here to chop down all those old pen and broken old apple trees. They are dangerous and rotten too. You won't find any apples in his garden. George sniffed and wondered why he could smell the sweet, fruity smell of fresh apples. Oh, semoga ceritanya tidak bikin Sobat Poci takut ya. Poppy juga nggak habis pikir kenapa apelnya tiba-tiba berubah jadi busuk, padahal aslinya ya bagus-bagus saja loh. Poppy bacakan berapa kosakata sulit cerita tadi beserta dengan artinya. Didengarkan baik-baik ya. Pertama ada B, yaitu kata kerja bentuk lampau, artinya memohon. Lalu keep adalah kata benda, artinya jubah atau mantel. Rip adalah kata sifat, artinya sobek. Kemudian edge adalah kata benda, artinya tepi atau ujung. Lalu shook adalah kata kerja bentuk lambang, artinya menggelengkan kepala di cerita tadi. Squinted juga sama, kata kerja bentuk lambang, artinya menyipitkan mata. Hollow adalah kata sifat berarti hampa atau kosong. Straggly juga sama, kata sifat berarti acak-acakan atau berantakan. Flickered adalah kata kerja bentuk lampau, artinya berkedip seperti lampu. Dan yang terakhir adalah patio, yang merupakan kata benda, artinya teras. Nah, gimana menurut Sobat Poci soal cerita tadi? Tulis pendapat Sobat Poci di kolom komentar ya, biar bisa jadi lebih baik lagi. Pesan dari cerita tadi adalah tidak semua yang terlihat baik dan ramah di luar benar-benar seperti yang terlihat sebenarnya. Penting untuk mempercayai insting kita dan mempertanyakan apa yang tersembunyi di balik penampilan, terutama ketika sesuatu terasa tidak benar atau mencurigakan. Rasa ingin tahu atau kegembiraan bisa membahayakan, dan kita harus tetap berhati-hati ketika dihadapkan pada hal-hal yang tidak kita ketahui. Pastikan kamu lebih baik dari kemarin.